Hey, I'm Todd Walcott, a nationally certified reverse mortgage professional with Contempo Lending here in Palm Springs, California. My NMLS number is 183784, and today I want to hit on the topic of the non-borrowing spouse. To be a borrower on an FHA equity conversion mortgage or reverse mortgage, you need to be at least 62 years of age. But you went ahead and married that 52-year-old trophy wife or husband anyways, and now you aren't sure how that's going to affect your ability to get this loan. There were two lawsuits back in 2014, Plunkett versus Donovan and Burnett versus Donovan, which were eventually combined into Burnett. Sean Donovan was the head of the Department of Housing and Urban Development at the time, so he wasn't on the hook, but he was the party of record for standing for someone to sue HUD. While these lawsuits didn't result in any monetary judgments to the plaintiffs, it did change the way HUD treats the non-borrowing spouse that isn't on our loan. Previously, when the borrower died, the non-borrowing spouse had zero protections and they were forced to sell or refinance the loan immediately. As a result of Burnett, now the borrowing spouse has the right to occupy the home after the borrower's spouse passes until they pass. One, so long as they occupy the home as their primary residence. Two, that they keep the home maintained. And three, that they keep the property taxes, homeowners insurance, and HOAs current. If they fail to occupy the property as their primary residence for 12 months, then all bets are off. Failure to occupy is a default event and the home will need to be sold or refinanced, or the loan could be foreclosed. One change that does happen when the borrowing spouse passes is that if there was an existing open line of credit, that credit line will now be frozen and the non-borrowing spouse will not be able to access any of the remaining equity in the home. But the non-borrowing spouse could be 62-year-olds by then, so they could refinance the existing mortgage into a new reverse mortgage in their name. They could refinance it to a forward mortgage or an FHA loan if they were too young, or simply sell and pay off the existing mortgage like any other house with a loan on it. The downside is the principal limit is determined by the age of the younger non-borrowing spouse, which is going to reduce the initial principal limit or loan amount. As you can see on the next slide, based on today's rates, a 75-year-old borrower can borrow 43% of the purchase price. That number drops to 27.2% because of our 52-year-old non-borrowing spouse, which increases cash to close by about $128,000 on this transaction. Closing costs would be the 2% FHA upfront mortgage insurance premium plus the traditional closing costs. I discount my origination fee on these purchase mortgages because we're disbursing the full credit line amount and I'm making more money on the back end when the loan is sold. And remember, this is a non-recourse loan. So if the value of the home is less than the loan amount, the surviving spouse is not responsible for the negative equity. On a forward mortgage or traditional HELOC, the borrower's estate would be responsible for any shortage. So non-borrowing spouse, you're protected in this transaction. To learn more about reverse or home equity conversion mortgages, reach out. I'd love to talk. I don't do the DMs at my age, but you can reach me through the traditional ways. My contact information is to follow.